So we're doing 2 lives today. This one is just to talk about the Kendrick Lamar concert review that was on last night. And then later on, I'll turn on the Uber and all that.
Wow.
The Uber Eats and the Grill Hub, and do our second live. So you probably can move in closer since you're not driving. So it started off. People wanted to know what I think about the Kendrick thing. Okay. First of all, I have to say, if you've been following us or following me, you know I've always been a Kendrick Lamar fan. I've called him my husband. I've changed that.
Because he's so young.
He's so young. He's no longer my husband. He is now my son.
You love him as a son.
I don't even see him like that anymore.
Okay.
Like a husband or whatever. I see him as a son more than anything. Okay. And I love him. So I go right after anybody. I have to turn to you because you're not in it. I go right after anybody who goes after Kendrick. Okay? So I put that as full disclosure. So you already know what I feel about Drake. Okay?
Okay.
I used to like Drake.
Okay.
Just like I used to like Nicki Minaj. But they turned into something else.
Oh.
So then when they turned into these new creatures, I'm like, what is that?
I don't like
they're not the same as when they started. Okay. I still think Drake is a good actor. And I think he's funny. I think he could go into movies and do all kind of stuff.
Okay.
He's been playing a rapper for 20 years now.
Okay.
All right. So this pop-up concert, yes, I've been waiting on it. As soon as Kendrick announced it, I was waiting on it. We all had speculations. We didn't know who was going to show up. What was he gonna do? Is this gonna be a diss on Drake night? Is it gonna? We didn't know. Is he gonna do more of his conscious stuff?
Okay.
Is he gonna try to be, let me take this as a moment to make everything great again, like me, like the way I think, and
right.
We didn't know like what he was
back
gonna do.
Track, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So he showed up. And this happened last night. The concert happened last night. You was asking about it. It was on television. Why this man pull up right next to us?
As many parking spaces. Wow. He didn't go over there.
We are literally in a parking lot with 100 spaces.
Open.
He pulls right next to us where he can barely open his door.
Wow.
Who does
You
that?
think because of the tree?
It's a tree over there.
I don't even know.
Whatever. Anyway.
Okay.
So Kendrick, the thing was out on Amazon Prime. And it was also on Twitch. And then some people just had it on YouTube. So you can watch it on YouTube.
Oh, somebody was filming it?
No, you know how people watch it and you can see it live.
Okay.
If they don't shut it down, you can see it.
Okay.
So
they let people take their phones.
Yes. Justice Frost said, "Good morning, ladies. Your son showed out yesterday." Yes, he did, Justice. Yes, he did.
What happened?
All right. So I got to set it up for Lenore because she didn't watch it. So it was on Amazon Prime. So that's what I watched, okay? So it came on at 4 o'clock their time, California. And I knew already that he was going to have opening people come in.
He had it on Juneteenth, too.
Girl, it's a reason why he had it on Juneteenth.
That was nice.
All right. So anyway, right there should tell you he getting ready to cut up, like Justice said.
Wow.
Okay. So he starts off, they start off the show with local acts from California.
Okay.
From Compton, Inglewood, Los Angeles. Really, really, some of them was good and some of them was but some of them was good.
Okay.
So to give them this stage to be able to come out was huge.
Wow.
For Kendrick to open it up for these acts to come out that no one would have probably heard about them had they not been on this.
Because he knew he would be the spotlight.
But you showcasing other people. You could tell he wants West Coast. West Coast used to be the sound of hip hop, if y'all remember. You had East Coast and you had West Coast.
Right.
And when it was West Coast, it really represented the West Coast. You had different groups, but they all had a sound and they all had a visual and give you insight into what it was like to live in Los Angeles or Compton or Inglewood, any of these places. And so that's missing. And I think Kendrick, being from Compton, wanted to bring that back. And he did. So he had all of these local artists come out. He had DJ Head, which is a famous DJ. That was like his segment. He had like different segments of the show. And DJ Head brought out all of these different local acts and it was good. Then he brought out, I don't know if you remember Tommy the Clown. Remember when the crunk stage came out and all the kids was crunking? You remember the crunk dancing?
Yeah.
Yes, that came from there. It came, and a lot of these kids they would do the crunking and things like that, the battle rap, even back in our days, the dance battle raps.
Right.
It stopped gang violence.
Yeah, because everything was
because
really
you was into, oh, I'm gonna meet you. Oh, okay, it's on and popping. It's on and popping. My set against your set.
Exactly.
Or even battle rap singing.
It
wasn't guns.
It was just competing with gifts.
It was competing.
With the singing, dancing.
I'm a better
rapping.
dancer than you. I'm a better dancer than you. I dress better than you do.
Right.
Everything was about art.
Yeah.
Being better than you. Not, I'm going to shoot up your block.
Right.
So you could tell Kendrick was trying to bring that back. He brought Tommy the Clown out. He brought out kids. They was dancing, battling against each other on stage. It was wonderful.
Okay.
So I can tell he's trying to rebirth that. Give that some kind of momentum. So people can start saying, get these kids off the street and get them something else they can be doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, Kendrick is for the culture.
Right.
Period. All right. So then, after DJ Head left, DJ Mustard came out. DJ Mustard is the one that did the song "They Not Like Us" that everybody playing. He the one that did the beat for that.
Oh, okay.
So when he came out, he brought out in his segment some of his friends. Okay. And I have his friends was Ty the Dollar Sign. Everybody was like, wow, when Ty the Dollar Sign came out, and his mic went out and you couldn't hear him. Immediately I thought Drake or his people. He was the first real big known entertainer that hit the stage and his mic didn't work.
So what happened?
Everybody else's mic worked. Remember I told you. All the local, nobody know them. They mics was working. The soon as the first named artist came out, all of a sudden his mic wasn't working. And you know everybody was like, and so I thought to myself, it's a whole bunch of gang members up in there. How much you want to bet that sound guy got a visit? I don't know what you need to do. I don't know who paid you, but you not walking out here live if everybody else mic don't work. Because whatever they said, they didn't have no more mic problems the rest of that night.
Really?
Kind of odd, don't you think?
Things that make you go,
So that was number one.
Okay.
But anyway, he came out. He did his thing. We couldn't hear him, but anyway. Then
most of his act was out?
The whole time. You couldn't hear his mic.
God.
So that's okay because whoever was doing that, he got a visit. And he didn't do it again. Because the next artist that came out was Tyler the Creator. When Tyler the Creator came out, everybody started cheering. He is young. He's a young, hot artist that all the young kids listen to. The thing I think Kendrick was trying to do was show the old and the new. I may not listen to Tyler the Creator. You may not listen to Tyler Creator, but he has a large following, and they listen to him. So when he came out, of course, the kids and everybody was screaming and they were singing his songs.
Oh, okay.
Roddy came out. He's another famous rapper. J-Rock came out. All these guys are famous, okay? There was a group that Kendrick and them was in called Black Hippie. He brought them. Well, no, that came on Kendrick. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is all under DJ Mustard. Okay. Anything that Kendrick does, understand it's always calculated. Always. Even his beef with Drake was calculated. This show was calculated. You said it happened on Juneteenth. It was calculated for it to happen on Juneteenth.
To lead up into this moment.
All the stuff that he doesn't like, he despises about Drake. Juneteenth embodies all of that.
Yeah.
The colonization.
Yeah.
The taking our music. The all of that. Elvis Presley. No black people was getting credit for all the songs that he was doing. They come to the neighborhood, they come to the hood, and they take the good stuff, and they never give back.
Right.
Never.
Right.
You don't care that hundreds of black kids is getting shot every single weekend in these neighborhoods, but you'll come and listen, watch them dance and take their moves. You'll come and take their songs, their music, their rhymes, their fashion, everything, but you don't never give back. Now, nobody cares. I don't have a problem with you coming and you talking about what's going on and taking it, because that's what NWA and all of them did. But they gave back. Drake never, ever, ever gives back. And I know that's why Kendrick don't like him. You never give back. You go to all these major cities and these black cities, and you appropriate all of these kids, their songs, their music, they dance, everything, they style, they fashion, and you never ever. When it was George Floyd, we didn't hear nothing from Drake.
No.
When all these black men are being killed by police officers and other black gang members and stuff, you never hear from him.
So he's not community conscious.
No, but he'll take from it. That's why Kendrick called him a colonizer.
He's doing what a lot of our historically white Americans have done.
Yes. And that's what he's saying. And that's all y'all put up. I don't have a problem with you putting up Sexy Red or anybody like that. I don't think Kendrick does either. But every black woman who raps don't shake her ass.
Right.
And sing about her vagina.
Right.
We had MC Light, we had Queen Latifah, we had Missy Elliott, we had Little Kim, who was shaking her ass. But we had Trina, it was a mixture.
Right, and that's how it should be in anything we do.
And I think that's what Kendrick is like. I'm tired of y'all just showing one side of everything.
Right.
And never, ever, ever giving back.
Right.
Never. And that's who I think Drake represents to him. It's bigger. He said on the stage, it's bigger than me.
Yeah.
They did a tribute to Nipsey. Nipsey, if you believe that people can smile down from heaven or whatever, he would have been smiling that last night. Because what happened last night is what Nipsey Hussle and all of the guys who've given their life to it, that's what Kendrick was saying. This is what they was died for. They died. They was in hip hop. Hip hop was in their soul. It ain't nothing like a piece of jewelry you buy like Drake or something.
But you know what? How was he raised? Because if you think about it, even Eminem as a white rapper,
he started from the bottom.
He had some dealings with his past.
Yes.
And his mom and where he lived. How was Drake raised?
He was raised in a middle class. If you go back and look at the old way of Drake and how it was so ridiculous how he was raised. Middle class, white, suburban. He didn't talk the way he talked now. He didn't. And the thing about it is when Wayne signed him, Lil Wayne, he told him, just stay true to who you are. Don't try to get tattoos and act like you from the hood or you from the street. That's not you, dude. That's us. I'm signing you because I like you. Sing
like
about
style,
girls and
his look,
everything.
Like
Kendrick said, I like Drake with the melodies.
Yeah.
I don't like Drake when he acted tough. We like Drake when he's singing hot night line bling and all that stuff. Kiki, do you love me? Stay there, nigga.
It's gone to his head.
Okay.
He's now perpetrating.
So anyway.
Okay.
You can tell I had to write down stuff because I forgot, honey. Okay. So I told you about Tommy the Clown, the crunk music, just everything. DJ Mustard brought out YG. YG was there. There was celebrities that was in the audience. LeBron James was there. That was big because LeBron James supposed to be Drake's friend.
Really?
That was huge. But in one of the diss songs that Kendrick did, he said, "LeBron, keep your family away."
Ooh. Oh Lord. Okay.
That was a big statement with LeBron being there.
Wow.
And not only being there, but singing the diss songs.
Oh,
he was
okay.
there. Kendrick's fiance was there with his kids. Remember Drake said he ain't with his fiance. He don't know his kids. They don't talk to him. See, he ain't got to be on Instagram like Drake. Kendrick he don't do that. He ain't gonna come out and be on Instagram and do daddy daycare videos and knowing Drake only see his son once or twice a year, but every time you see him, he got to have 150 million pictures and cameras around him. That's not Kendrick. Okay. So that's why he said sometimes you got to pop out and show Negroes, or ninjas. Sometimes you got to pop out and show ninjas. I ain't got to be posting everything. Her in the stand with my kids, I don't need to post nothing. Everybody you got it. Themselves. Okay. The Weeknd was in the audience. Everybody was shocked. The Weeknd is.
How did they know these people was in the audience?
Well, people, people in their cameras in the audience. Okay. The Weeknd is Toronto.
Yeah, that's Canada.
Drake could never bring artists locally from Toronto on stage. You know why? Because they don't like him. They don't like him. Well, he could never bring artists, all these rappers from Toronto on there. Because you know why? Because you taken their songs. You know why? Because you brought them into OVO Sweatshop Machine, which is your company. And you had them write for you and then you took these credits. That's why you could never. You could never. So Kendrick was the right person, the right time to do this. Okay. So after YG, then that's when Kendrick came out. Now all through the thing, he had like a guy do a, you know how they have announcer, kind of telling a story throughout the whole thing. It was very well produced, except for that one time with the mic, and I'm sure they grabbed him by his shirt and said, "Don't let it happen again." But it was well produced because you could tell Kendrick was trying to tell a story throughout the whole thing. Even when the DJs played their music even went back to symbolizing things that Drake has done or that he's did. Mustard has a song. He did the song with "Girl, You Look Good, Won't You Back That Thing Up." Remember that one? He was a big fan. That was DJ Mustard. Well, that to me it correlates with BBL Drizzy. Okay. Every song that they played, it had something. You could correlate it back. Kendrick thinks all these things out. Okay. He also had a commercial that talked about investing in yourself. The guy starts off talking about how he lost his game, or craps or whatever, or just how we spend money in the hood. And imagine if we took that money and invested in ourselves and our mind, and how to nails and eyelashes, and how to move our money. See, again, he's for the people. He's for the people. Bettering us. Making us better. You can still be hood and do all of that stuff, but you know,
have your thing on the side.
Yeah. Okay. So again, LeBron James was there. Westbrook, the basketball player, was there. He was acting a fool. Ooh. Westbrook.
What do you mean?
Westbrook is from California. Dude was crip walking all around. He was jumping on the stage, singing, dancing. When he brought all the people on the stage,
he was able to jump on stage.
He brought them on stage. Okay. If you didn't know, there's no if Drake was following Westbrook, he unfollowed him last night. Because even LeBron didn't jump on stage and stuff. Westbrook was on stage.
So people there was saying that whose back they got.
Yeah.
But apparently from what you're telling me, and I'm an outsider still trying to understand the whole game, is the things that I'm hearing about Drake and what what it would be nice if he did, if he should be doing, or if he's symbolizing things that we're trying to stay away from. Right. Then people are probably trying to tell him, dude, you need to either improve or be removed.
Right. And Kendrick wants to remove him. Rick Ross was there. Okay. You know Rick Ross was going to be there.
We knew that. Yeah, that was a no-brainer.
That was hilarious. Okay. When Kendrick came out, that guy who did the voice thing, that, like I said, that does the voiceover thing, he said they try to burn you down, they try to count us out. He said, but we rise from the ashes. And guess who rose from the stage? Kendrick. You know how they be underneath the stage?
Did something rise up?
He was down like this with his microphone. And as he was rising up, he was singing Euphoria, which is the first diss rap he did against Drake. Everybody lost their minds. We didn't know. Is he gonna not do this? Is he gonna stay away from dissing because it's over? The beef is over. Is he gonna rekindle it again? What is he gonna do?
He's putting a bigger spotlight on what he's been doing in the last.
He made the beef bigger last night.
He really wanted to shine that he wanted to communicate that message that he's been putting out.
He said, don't tell no lies about me, and I won't tell truths about you. And then the music picks up. Everybody lost their minds. Okay. So he did you don't know the song, so I can't really tell you the song. But there were 2 lines in that song, if y'all caught it, that he changed from the original rap one. One was when he said, in the original, he said 3-hour difference. Drake is now living in Texas right now. So he said 2. He changed it to 2 hours. So they said that was directly to Drake. Like, I know you're listening.
Where you're located.
We have a 2-hour difference right now. Anytime you want to come, I would thump y'all Negroes. Anytime. He was letting them know. You 2 hours away now. I'm good. That was one. Number 2, he said, give me Tupac's ring back, and I might give some respect back to you. Drake collects memorabilia from rappers.
He does?
Yeah. Just so he can taunt it. He buys it.
Who sells this?
Probably their family or whatever.
I wouldn't have sold anything.
He bought Pharrell's jewelry that was in different videos. Maybe the people don't own, maybe it's in their videos or something. I don't know. But it's synonymous with that rapper. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he bought Pharrell's jewelry, and he was like, I'm buying it just so I can melt it down. Just stuff like that. Really? People, I'm telling you, they can't stand Drake.
What is wrong with his spirit?
He don't have no good spirit.
Because if you do that, I can see you doing it if you are like what Kendrick wants him to do.
You love them,
yes.
But you gonna diss them, and then you got their stuff.
And you give homage to them. You praise them when you do when you do any opportunity to talk. These guys is who I listen to.
Yes.
My foundation was built
this
because
is Pac's
of them.
ring because I love Pac. Pac ain't even on his top 5 rappers. On Drake's top 5.
If that's the direction Drake is going, yes.
That's why Kendrick can't stand him.
Or remove.
So he's saying you disrespecting Pac. He not even on your top 5. You don't even really like him. You only use him to come at me. And then you're going to have his ring. Then you tried to put a fake AI version of him dissing me, and his family said take it down.
Yeah,
he don't like this man. I'm telling y'all, Kendrick cannot stand Drake. Wow. Ain't no, I maybe dislike him, or maybe he can't stand that Negro.
Kendrick is a spiritual person.
Yes,
he could be discerning the whole ugliness in Drake's heart.
You only got Pac's ring so you can hold it up and say, nah, I bought Pac's ring.
I don't even follow all of these rap artists, but to me, that's not a nice spirit to do that.
Kendrick said, I'll pay 6 times what you paid for that ring to get it back. Because you don't care about Pac.
Keep it out of your hands.
Just to get it from you. So he rekindled that line. In Euphoria, he said, give me Pac's ring, and I might give a little bit respect back to you.
Wow. I didn't know Drake was doing all
that. Because Drake disses, and he disses the women that if you talk to him and you break up with him, that's why he said, leave Serena alone.
He does a Taylor Swift thing. When
he's worse than Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift put you in her song.
Right.
Drake disses. Like, he had a song with Rihanna. When they play it on his concert, he said, I ain't singing that SHIT. Y'all sing it. He let them, y'all don't even want to do. Then he dissed Rihanna's husband, ASAP. Only because he's with Rihanna. He dissed Common. And y'all know we from Chicago. We love Common. He dissed Common because Common was with Serena.
What is wrong with Drake?
And Common was like, people was like, why is Drake dissing you? He said, man, the only thing I can think of is because I'm with Serena. Serena.
I'm learning more and more.
And he
about
used to talk to
him.
Serena.
That's
He's a weak ass guy.
Who is pulling his strings though? He got
nobody. He got a bunch of yes men around him.
No, but he's actually you said whoever's over him.
Well, no, you ain't heard nothing from Little Baby and them. They ain't with, well, Little Baby said something, but you ain't heard nothing from Little Wayne. Y'all ain't heard nothing from them. Little Wayne probably like, I'm glad somebody putting their foot up this dude's butt because he needed it. I told him when I signed him, stay true to who you are. Yes. Don't try to be something you not, because these dudes on the street, they don't play and they gonna get you, dude.
He got a comb over attitude. He thinks that he's above everything, the law.
Yes, narcissist.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So anyway, now you understand why really, Kendrick can't stand him.
But you know what? I did not know all this about him, about the buying rappers paraphernalia. The fact that he bought Tupac's ring.
He bought the van that was famous in one of Kendrick's things just so he could crush it at the what you call it place, auto place.
I don't like that.
I don't like people like that. I'm buying for real stuff just so I can melt it down. I'm buying Tupac's ring just so I can put it in your face. I don't like people that do stuff like that.
Art. Man.
Okay, anyway.
Go ahead.
And you know Kendrick loved Tupac, so that really made him mad then. Mm-hmm. All right, so anyway, he comes up, he's singing Euphoria. I felt like I was at the concert, even though I wasn't there. A lot of people was watching it, said they never in their life watched a concert on television, and you felt like you was there.
Wow.
Usually when you watch some on television, it seems like it's on television.
Was he in the stadium or outside?
He was in the stadium.
Okay.
But we felt like we was there. Like everything that was happening, we was there.
Okay.
All right. Even though Kendrick is small, because people keep saying he's 5'6" or whatever,
he's not a big
or 7.
Man.
He's not a big man. Mm-hmm. He commanded that stage though. Not one time.
You don't have to be big in size to command a stage.
Not one time did he get water.
Oh, really?
You ain't never seen that.
So he wasn't
breath control. He wasn't out of breath.
Okay.
It was everything.
He worked that one. He was ready.
The reason why I love Kendrick, he didn't even have a track. You know how they have a track and they sing on top of it? Mm-hmm. It was all just the music and him singing. If he messed up the words, he messed up the words. If he sung, real artists back in the day when they had to sing with bands and stuff, like when you George Clinton and them. Mm-hmm. When you sing with it's real.
They even create songs on the stage.
On stage.
Live.
I could go another way with this beat because I ain't know no track.
Yes, and come up with some whole words and verses that people
Yes.
Go, I ain't heard that before.
Yes.
That's a true artist.
Yes. And that's Kendrick. All right.
Go ahead.
You can tell I was excited about it.
Your son.
My son. He did every diss track against Drake except for Meet the Grams. Meet the Grams is a letter to Drake's son. And I think that's why he kept it off. Okay. I don't think he wanted to bring in his son. It wasn't about that moment. It would have changed just the spirit in the room. It would have changed if he would have played Meet the Grams. I think people would have been like, dang, that's cold. You singing to his son about his father ain't nothing and you wish he died.
On Father's Day he had posted some picture of his dad and his son or something.
Yes.
His daughter.
Yes.
It was something Father's Day.
Yes.
And I laughed because I was like, but isn't he not right even being a dad?
Yeah, he ain't, but
okay,
he put his son out anytime that he's in trouble. When Pusha T got him, then you start seeing him with his son. Now that he in this beef with Kendrick, now all of a sudden his son is going everywhere with him. But anyway, he did King Kunta, the song I let you listen to. Oh yes, you can.
Okay. Dun, 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 a little James Brown swag to it. Okay.
Lenore, when he did that, you know I was dancing.
Did he do some?
Oh yes, you can. Okay. And he had some of his dudes on the stage, and they was dancing. This is barbecue, black people barbecue.
Hit it, Fred.
Hit dun 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 dun. Ow! And dun dun dun.
Okay.
Dun dun dun. You would have jammed on that.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun,
Maybe
dun,
they'll
dun,
show
dun. King
excerpts
Kunta.
from it. You
Oh
think?
yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So that's my favorite song. Of course, he did his regular songs, Humble, our Black Anthem. We gonna be all right. When he did, we gonna be all right.
I hope so. Because with all that's going on in our country and politics and the Middle East and all of that, are we going to be all right?
That's why
you got to have faith in God.
But that's why you got to have that anthem.
Ooh.
That just charged up the room.
We going to be all right.
We going to be all right.
And he always, and your last, one of the things you said when he was speaking to the college or whatever school that was, is to talk to God.
Yes.
Have a relationship with God, because he does. That's how you going to be all right.
Yes.
Follow Kendrick's lead.
Yes.
Go
yes.
ahead.
And I believe, again, you know how I feel about Kendrick, y'all. I believe that he speaks to God, and I believe that God speaks to him, and I believe he has a relationship with God. Because the way that this came off, it could have went a whole nother way. Mm-hmm. It was having your foot on Drake's neck, but it wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't so personal. It was more about who Drake represents.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
He did an artist open rebuke.
Yes.
To Drake. He rebuked him.
Yes.
Said, no, you got to do better.
Yes.
Improve
or
Drake
remove.
Or be removed,
or
man.
remove.
Oh.
And our kids is dying every single week. That's important to Kendrick and to us. You can't take from us, from this our culture, and not give back. We tired of that, y'all.
It was beautiful that Kendrick did it on Juneteenth.
On Juneteenth,
historically.
And then Drake tried to make fun of him. Somebody, you always singing like you preaching to slaves.
Negro?
No, like you trying to free the slaves. That's why when you said on Juneteenth, girl, don't get me started having the Holy Ghost up in this car. The slaves was free and they didn't even know it.
Thank you.
And you making a joke, saying I'm trying to preach to them to free them. Yes, I'm trying to free them. They still in bondage. And they don't even know it.
And the fact that even today we gonna be all right. Y'all
we gonna be all right.
Let people know that we have come a long way and we got still a ways to go.
Yes.
Stay focused.
Focus.
Oh Lord.
And y'all can't be letting
Drake
these
is not gonna understand.
Y'all can't let these culture vultures come in and do that.
Drake is
you
not
can't let them do that and not give back. Yes. He is never, ever, ever, Drake, going to move the same way that he's been moving. I don't dislike Drake, but you're not going to keep doing what you're doing when somebody done put a spotlight on it.
Yes.
You're not going to keep grooming girls when they 14 and 15 and 16 and wait till they get 18 and then go out with them and sleep with them.
And this with all the artists that you have collaborated with.
You're not going to keep dissing hip-hop artists who have paved the way for a lot of these guys in hip-hop, buying their stuff and misappropriating it and doing all of that and taking from them. You ain't gonna, like he said, you ain't gonna go to Atlanta and take from Future and take from 21 and take from Young Thug and never give back. What has Drake done for Atlanta? What? So nah, Kendrick said, I'm tired of it. We gonna do something about this. Drake will never move the same way again. Do I think he destroyed Drake? No. Drake is part of a machine. He is part of a machine that is bigger than all of us. And y'all know what it is. It's been around since the beginning of time. But he's saying you ain't gonna move the way you move without us seeing you.
And it's about knowledge. It's about letting people know and informing people and educating people. Because like I said, back to the gladiator comment, win the crowd, win your freedom.
Yes.
The more and more people who understand the whole messaging behind Kendrick
Y'all
Lamar,
gonna watch Drake different.
And y'all gonna react differently when you're around him at his concerts, listening to his music.
Yes.
We gotta put him on notice.
And if you go ahead, I'm sorry.
We gotta put him on notice, like you're saying, if he's doing anything where he's not building.
Yes.
And he's tearing down, breaking down. You gotta build and impart.
Yes.
And bring life to things that are dead. People will call you out.
Yes.
And not support you anymore, Drake.
So now, if you really are a true Drake fan, I think what Kendrick was saying last night was, you need to hold him at he needs to be held accountable. Don't just shake your ass.
Right.
when he tells you to. Mm-hmm. Say, okay, I'm shaking my ass. Now what you doing, Negro? Mm-hmm. For us.
Right.
So now it's going to be more of a, you can take, all right, we'll give you something, but you going to give back. You going to give back.
Yeah, the establishment that you building on, you need to give back.
So I thought that was good. Now, before he even came out, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. He brought Dr. Dre out. Dr. Dre rose from the stage. I'm going to tell y'all something right now. And I'll say it with all my chest. If no other OG came out last night, and they didn't need to come out, Dr. Dre was all you needed. You didn't need Snoop, you didn't need Cube, you didn't need Eminem or nobody else, 50. When Dre came out, just like at the Super Bowl, Dre answers for every OG.
That's why they named the award after him.
He answers for all of them. So if you go back and talk to any of them, LL Cool J, any of them, they will tell you Dre being there spoke for all of us.
He was part of the foundation of all of us.
He spoke for all of us. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you what this Negro did. Before Dre left the stage, Kendrick said, you forgetting something, man. Or not you forgetting something. Don't you got something else to say? Dre came back to the middle of the stage. He said, I'm gonna need a moment of silence for this. He said, I see dead people. The audience lost their mind. That's how Kendrick starts off the song, They Not Like Us. Ooh. And crumbles Drake. Dre put his stamp on it when he said, I'm gonna need a moment of silence. In other words, I'm getting ready to explain to you everything I just told you, we just talked about, not even the best part of the concert, Lenore. I'm getting ready to tell you.
Okay. Maybe
when
I should have seen this concert.
You need to go back and look at it.
Okay.
When Dre came out and said, I see dead people. He almost ran off the stage after that because he knew what was coming. Kendrick Lamar is diabolical. This is why you leave those kids alone in school that don't say nothing to nobody, that don't bother nobody. They be in their corner reading their book. Mm-hmm. But yet they cool with everybody. Yeah. They don't hate everybody. Don't nobody hate them. They cool. Cool Kenny. Mm-hmm. Kung Fu Kenny is what we call K-Dot. Okay. Leave Kung Fu Kenny alone. Yeah. He the little kid in class. Nobody. He's smart. But yet he growing up with all these dudes that's killing each other and stuff. But don't nobody mess with Kung Fu Kenny. You know why they don't mess with Kung Fu Kenny? Because they know that if you mess with Kung Fu Kenny, he's diabolical. And he'll probably burn your whole house down. And you like, I didn't even see that coming. Drake kicked the hornet's nest. He kept saying, when you go, he did this song, come on out. Come on, drive, give me 50. Come on out, Kendrick. Where you at, Kendrick? Nah, Kendrick. We want to hear from you, Kendrick. Where you at, Kendrick? He kept poking at him over and over and over and over again. And when Kendrick came out, he came out. And last night, when Dre said, I see dead people, and got the heck up off that stage, he knew what was coming. Kendrick Lamar, the diabolical man that he is, who I love, and my son, by the way, started off the song, They Not Like Us. The audience was singing it. There's a part in the song where he says, Drake, I hear you like I'm young. You better not ever go to cell block 1. And then he says, when he said young, he went like this, I hear you like I'm young. Like, his head going down. Right. To watch him do that live was ridiculous. But there's a part on it when he tells Drake, like, why you acting up? You trying to show out? You trying to strike a chord, but it's probably a minor. Kendrick had the audience hold A minor.
Long time.
A long time.
My.
And he was dancing off. He was dancing off of A minor.
Okay.
A minor.
Okay.
And he said,
young too.
and he didn't keep going. He said, hold on for a minute, stop. He said, y'all ain't gonna let y'all so y'all feel a certain way about somebody coming in and disrespecting California, Compton. Everybody was like, yeah. So y'all feel a certain kind of way about them disrespecting our heroes, our guys that's gone on before us, like, you know, Tupac and all of them. Everybody's, yeah. He said, all right, say less. Run it back again. So then they ran the song back again. They not like us. Well, no. He started off again. The same part. A minor. He stopped the song. Dancing off of A minor. The audience was losing it. He kept stopping the song on A minor and not keep going forward.
That's what Drake is.
He said, okay.
Known to be with.
He said, y'all want to hear it again? They was like, yes. The third time. This time the lights went down in the audience. And when he started the song off, you know how they have all those pyroglyphics on the stages? Mm-hmm. It was pyroglyphics going off. And this time he let it play. A minor. And everybody was like, they not like us. They not like us. They not like us. We was all losing it. Uh-huh. They not like us. They not like us. Okay. Finish the song, right? He says, he goes and he gets DJ Mustard, the one that did the music to it. Uh-huh. And he says, he brings him on stage. He said, this DJ Mustard, he said, something along the lines, Drake don't understand, y'all want to hear it again? Everybody's like, yes! He did it again. This the fourth time. They not like us, the audience. They not like us. They not like us. Stopped it again. He stopped. He finished the song. Then at the end of the song, he brought all these gang members up. And they was all dancing on They Not Like Us. Lenore, they wasn't all in the same gang.
They wasn't?
It was blood.
It was a truce?
It was a truce.
How
Lenore, hold on. I'm dying right now.
How many people have done that?
Nobody. This is history. It has never. Do you know how many black leaders have tried to do this? Yeah. You know how many black church Congress pastors? You know how many people and how many times have we heard? Can they all just come together and just not fight and not shoot each other?
He may have an answer to Middle East situation. If he can do that, he brought gangbangers from different gangs together.
Crips
on the stage,
pyros, and not just Bloods and Crips and pyro from different sects, from different hoods. Some of them don't even get along with each other.
Wow.
On stage at the same time, dancing to They Not Like Us. So Charlemagne said it this morning. He said, if God got to use a common enemy to bring people together, sometimes he'll do it. They all don't like Drake. So that's and it was an anthem for the West Coast, saying y'all trying to take from us, y'all trying to discredit us, we bringing it back. So then Kendrick was like, man, I'm getting emotional. He said, I'm gonna get emotional up here. He said, y'all don't understand what's going on right now in history.
I feel bad for Drake doing any kind of
He made them all stop and take a picture. They all took a picture. All of them on stage took a picture. He even brought Tommy the Clown with the kids and all of that, all on stage. You got these kids with these gang members. It was just harmony. So then after that, he said, run it back. They start doing They Not Like Us. Lenore, when I tell you they was doing like the Soul Train line.
On stage, the game?
It wasn't a Soul Train, but it was like in a circle and dudes was coming out doing they.
Wow, Kendrick. It takes the foolishness of man to confound the wise. We thinking of the foolishness of what bringing these gangbangers together, and even
He had
the unity
blood.
of them.
He had a blood come out, a crip
And
dance.
people probably shaking their head going, I don't know.
A little kid. He had a little kid. Little. He looked like he was about 5 years old. Dancing. It was, everybody was on stage dancing with each other. Nobody was thinking about shooting each other.
And the beautiful thing about it is, well, Juneteenth. What a day to celebrate even the issues that and concerns that go on in a lot of our inner cities and urban areas, with gang violence, with the rap music, with the whole ideology of how we're looked at as Black people on Juneteenth. The freedom. That's what it's about.
Those guys was free that moment.
The chains were broken from the gang.
It almost made me want to cry.
Violence that's in the city.
I'm gonna cry.
Because I truly believe
y'all just don't understand.
If Kendrick Lamar talks to God like
Jesus.
he says he does, that to me is a Juneteenth moment in 2024.
Because even if it's for that moment. Even if it's for that moment.
Yes.
And they go back out and do whatever. It was that moment.
Was the freedom.
They was able to be together.
Yes, true.
Y'all, I'm sorry. I live here near Chicago. These kids dying every single week.
Yes.
Every week. And these rappers ain't doing nothing about it.
Gun violence every day.
Every day.
Yep.
And they don't respect none of the rappers out there to be able to call them to do that.
Yeah.
God gave Kendrick that. Because you live your life a certain way, they respect you.
Right.
So when you say come up on stage, come up on stage. And we ain't gonna do nothing crazy.
And they look,
because we respect you.
They look at the person that is called to do the bringing
yes.
together. He's already proven himself by giving back to the community and the people.
And that was Nipsey, and Nipsey died.
Yeah.
They did a tribute to Nipsey too that night. It was like Kendrick was like, we ain't been the same since Nipsey died and since Kobe died.
Yeah.
It's like it took a spirit out of this city, and we gonna get it back, y'all. This dude is real.
Yeah.
And for y'all haters, y'all just haters.
Hate on. They hated Jesus. They hated Jesus.
But
so
for that moment,
thinking,
to you to see dudes
what?
coming up that's from, y'all just don't understand. If you don't know gang life and these dudes killed each other's friends.
Yeah. It's hard to bring truths with those gangs in the city of Compton and
LA. Or even here in Chicago.
Even here in Chicago.
Y'all just don't get it. Y'all don't understand.
Yeah, they not like us.
They not like us. They not like us. Even if it's just a dance for a second. Just a second. It's on film.
Yeah.
We got it. Even if it's a moment in time, it's a seed. One man plants a seed.
Another one
water. That's what Kendrick, he even said it on the mic. He said, and I want somebody after me.
To water.
He said, I want to keep this going.
And let God do the increase.
I'm planting the seed. Yes. I want y'all to keep it going.
Yes. And if it's always about the direction of what God wants for us in general, especially for our people.
Yes.
God's going to make it grow. He's going to bless it because it's about unity.
Yes.
He's always about unity. That's what Jesus came for.
Yes.
It's to unify man on this earth. And if we got people who are walking in the spirit of our comb over.
Yes.
Those of you who may be mega people, if there's any division that a person is causing, like Drake, that's not of God.
That's not God.
God is not the author of confusion.
No.
So get it right. Our hearts gotta be right.
And I love that the people who were supposed to be there was there.
Yeah.
Because if it would have been more celebrities and stuff, it would have taken away, in my opinion, from the local and from this is a local thing. This is something we got to fix ourselves. That's how I felt from Kendrick. And so I love it. But to have Dre, to me, he represented any of those other celebrities that didn't come. And I guarantee you they'll say that. We didn't have to come because Dre was there. Dre did it. You don't need 30,000 celebrities when you got Dr. Dre saying, the best who ever did it, and points to Kendrick Lamar. You don't need nobody else.
Best representation that's needed.
So that made me cry. I was like, oh my God.
Well,
I love Kendrick.
I love the fact
if
that
I didn't love Kendrick before, I love him more now.
But you know what? The little bits that I'm learning about him, because I don't follow all of the music and all of the artists that you're saying. Every now and then I'll hear if they're mainstream, like Dre or whatever. Like Drake, even so. And Kendrick, if a song comes out,
he has a few that's
what me and my mom, we're old school. Oh, I like that song. Oh, I like that song. But if you're all the things you're telling me about him, about his character, about his integrity, the fact that he even did this all on Juneteenth, and what Juneteenth stands for, because Taraji was on The View on Juneteenth, and they were saying, and you know what, the ladies were saying it's a shame that a lot of people did not understand Juneteenth or the history of it. Taraji says there's a lot of black people that don't understand Juneteenth.
They still in bondage.
What's Juneteenth? Or even not so much like what's Juneteenth about, but to your point, in bondage still.
Can you imagine?
You're free.
Can you imagine being a slave and being the government frees you, but because a certain group of people don't want that to happen, they don't tell you.
You don't know.
Can you imagine working the day after? All the other slaves in all these other states is celebrating, and you still you don't even know that the government has to send troops to every state to make some of these guys, these masters, let them go.
Let them go. They
don't
free.
belong to you anymore.
Yes.
The law has changed.
Yes.
But can you imagine even after that, being told, I don't care what the government said. If you leave, I'm going to shoot you where you stand.
I'm still treating you as if you belong to me.
And even after they go and tell you you're free and they allow you to leave, some stay. Because they don't know any life outside of that.
Where I'm gonna go. Where I'm gonna be.
I'm still a slave in my mind. At least I know what's here. I don't know what's out there. I know what's here. This is where I grew up. So to have that mentality, that's what Kendrick was saying with these gangs and with this mentality that's in Compton and Inglewood and stuff. A lot of these kids don't even leave a block.
No.
They don't know anything outside of what they see.
Right, and that's all they know.
And he's saying, oh, geez, I got you. I'm not saying y'all don't need to be no gangbangers or do this. That's all y'all know. But y'all little ones, y'all can teach them different than that.
A whole different direction.
And that's what he was saying. He was saying, I'm not saying, oh no, y'all can't gangbang no more. That's not Kendrick. Kendrick is never gonna be the one to be like, no, give up gangbanging and become a regular upstanding citizen. And no, because a lot of them, they born under it, they dying under it. But your kids don't have to. Your generation don't have. Your next generation don't have to do that.
Right.
And so that's why I love him, because he talks to generation. He talks to current gang members, and he talks to the generation that's coming up, and he talks to the people that's not even in our culture. He talks to them too.
It's so similar to the children of Israel being free from Pharaoh's grip, and they were all slaves for all that length of time, and their generations that were with them. When they were free, when Moses was used to free them physically, it was still in a lot of their minds, because you had some OGs that were part of the Israel that were slaves under Pharaoh's move. God said, I gotta break that cycle in their mind.
Yes.
Let me let them wander in the wilderness for 40 years. I need that generation to die off, because I want the newer generation, the younger,
the Joshua generation,
that I'm leading you to a land where you're free.
But now do you understand why Kendrick cannot stand Drake? If y'all, even if though it's not the total movie reel, the Ten Commandments, he's that guy that wanted them to build the thing, and he's keeping them from freedom. That's why he can't stand Drake.
Oh my God.
He like, I gotta destroy this man, because
I don't like what he's feeding.
Now,
I don't like the spirit.
I don't hate you, but I don't like who you represent. That's what Drake. That's what Kendrick is saying. Now, if you want to fall in line, You want to stop trying to take us back into slavery and stop misappropriating and taking our stuff? Maybe I'll give you a chance. That's what Kendrick is saying.
Right. Don't.
You can either come part of the solution or you part of the problem. Right now, Kendrick sees Drake as part of the problem.
Yeah.
So he wants to destroy him.
I think we all have a problem with people who are not giving honor to what even got them to that place in their own lives.
Exactly.
Drake didn't just wake up one day and say, I'm going to play music, I'm going to sing, I'm going to whatever.
No.
He watched people as he were young, and when he was young, it was things imparting into him, things he liked, things he picked up. Give honor to that.
Yes.
Give back. You got the money. You got the name.
Yes.
Drake, all we're asking is just give back.
Give back.
Plant a seed. Water.
And don't think that everything negative is what you have to appropriate from the culture. There's positive from our culture too.
Yes.
No, it's not all negative. It's dude.
Thank you.
It's like his father is a nut job. He was a no good nothing in Houston. And so anytime he saw black culture, he probably thinks that's black culture. I got to talk this way. I got to walk this way. I got to do this. I got to diss women. I got to do this. That's culture to him because he wasn't taught nothing else.
Right.
So, but he's too old for that now. He's 37. So there is still time for Drake to turn it around. What you better not do, and then we'll end this video. Dude, if you come back and do a diss against Kendrick,
after that nice
concert, if you do some more slick posting on Instagram,
you may get some death threats.
God is giving you a chance to turn it around, Drake.
Improve or remove.
So the worst thing for you to do is to keep going in the direction that you're going in.
Yeah.
If I was you, I would go away.
Right.
I would take a nice long vacation. And when I come back, I'll come back and do my music that make people's hands shake.
Take
the melody.
The man in the mirror.
Kendrick said, I like Drake with the melodies. So when you come back, do a song that like you said, that make women shake their ass and all this other stuff. But you're going to have to start giving back. All right. That was it. That was good, wasn't it? And Kendrick said, hopefully this won't be the last. So he wants to do this all the time. Maybe a concert. Because Drake has an OVO festival every year. That it only has big name celebrities that come. Because nobody in Toronto going to do it. So that's why maybe...
Things may change even after the concert
yesterday.
May change. People may sit down and go, you know what?
Wouldn't it be nice if Drake said, you know what, Kendrick? We may not like each other or whatever. Here's Pac's ring back.
Let's call it truths ourselves.
Here's Pac's ring, man. I got a son. I got a son I'm trying to raise. You got kids you trying to raise. Let's keep it moving, man.
How you made the messaging.
He ain't gonna do that.
Well, let's just pray, because God can touch the heart.
Well, you getting ready to close us out in prayer. So close us out in prayer.
Father God, we give you glory and honor, oh God. We thank you, oh God, for another day. We thank you for the activities of our limbs, oh God. We thank you for this show. Those who chimed in, we didn't get to see a lot of their. Did they make any comments that before I?
Oh, go ahead and pray, and then I'll read them.
Okay. Just the people that chimed in and just to take a listen to our updates regarding the whole concert that was yesterday on Juneteenth. I hope people got more understanding of Juneteenth and the background and the understanding of what's Juneteenth all about. I'm so grateful that for the update my sister brought, even with Kendrick Lamar and all of the back and forth with him and Drake, but mainly bigger than him and Drake. Like he said, it was the messaging, it was the communication, it was the acknowledging of things brought to everyone's attention yesterday. Kendrick loves the community that he came from. He loves people. And I really believe he loves being used by God to make a difference with the creativity you've given him. He's blessed with that gift. He wants to give back.
Yes.
And that's what you see in all of us. The gifts that are in every one of us on this earth. God, you just want us to give back.
Yes.
Help people.
Yes.
Love people.
Yes.
Help people to love people.
Yes.
And that's just simply you, no matter what faith the person is.
Love.
God, you're about love and just loving one another and helping one another grow.
Yes.
Speaking into the dark dark areas of people's lives to bring life
Yes.
to people, bring light,
Yes.
and let people know that they can make it.
Yes.
We're going to be all right.
Yes.
Like your song says.
Yes.
I just thank you, oh God. We pray for Drake.
Yeah.
We pray for those who support him and surround. We're not saying don't ever support him, but we just pray for everyone, including Drake, to get the understanding that God, you want to see more of what to give back, because you've given Drake a lot. He's gifted, God, that he gives back, and that he has an understanding of who you are. We pray a spirit of adoption over him, that he does improve, so he don't have to be removed, because God, you don't want anybody that's in the way of you being glorified in all of our lives. We give you glory and honor. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Let me see what everybody's saying. Dang, woo, y'all was talking. Good morning, ladies. Your son showed out. That was Justice. Don't forget Dr. Dre. Yeah, we talked about him. Rosina says, I didn't know that about him. Probably Drake. Kelly says, good afternoon, everyone. Hey, Kelly. Justice for All says, you right. Everybody else was singing over a track, but Kendrick didn't. He's the GOAT. He sure is. Evon says English or Spanish. I don't know what that means. LaDonna says, I thought about you as I watched the concert. Evon said English or Spanish. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? It's always somebody come in and say something stupid. Okay, so that was it, guys. So don't forget, we getting ready to do our, I don't think I'm going to turn it on again.
Okay.
We getting ready to do our Uber Eats and our Grubhub and DoorDash.
We did our show.
But we did our show, y'all. I don't want to put it on again. Normally, we take y'all with us and all that, but we literally did a whole hour on Kendrick.
Okay. And it was mainly to hear about that.
And it was mainly to hear about that. And I'm proud. I didn't know I was going to start crying, but I take it personal. I just know that it's bigger. Like he said, it's bigger than him. And how he said he was emotional, I got emotional because I didn't look at it as just a concert. I looked at it as a seed being planted. And y'all just don't know. It's too many kids that's dying every single week. And they take on that next generational curse, and we trying to break all of that.
Break it.
I
like those chains on Juneteenth were broken.
So protect Kendrick at all costs, because you know the devil mad. And you know, like he took Nipsey out, he gonna try to take Kendrick out. So we gotta bind that spirit up. We gotta cover him with the blood of Jesus, and we gotta pray and ask God to protect him at all costs. At all costs. So, all right, y'all. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always believe. And that was another Woods Report. See y'all later.